anyone that had made a deposit, any black person that had made a deposit to purchase a house on the west side of Center Street.
I think my mother recognized it more than anybody. She was very fearful. In fact, she did not want to move in this area at all because she knew the bombings that had taken place. My father wanted to move on the west side of Center Street, and she said, we're not moving up on Dynamite Hill at all. So they compromised. And so he moved on the corner, right across the street from the west side. But she did not want to remain here at all. Early on, I knew that we were seen a little bit different. When we moved to the house, my father had told us what to do in case someone would shoot into the house, hit the floor, and crawl to safety. And we knew then that people did not like us. White people did not like us for what my father was really involved in.
Okay.
Tensions have been aroused again by the bombing of a Negro lawyer's home. The dynamite charge caused damage to the home of attorney Arthur Shores, a longtime participant in civil rights struggle.
At the first bombing, when my mother and I finally made it up here, I went running in the backyard to check on my dogs and everything. And when I got in the backyard, a neighbor was covering one of my dogs up that had been blown up. A leg was over here. His head had been blown off. Covering one of my dogs. And so I came running in crying. And I told my father that I hated the people who did that. And he sat me down and said, you can't hate, that will destroy you, and it does nothing to the person. And at that time, he just sort of sat down and he said a prayer and said, things are going to be different, things are going to get better. We didn't know when it would happen again.
I ran to the door, opened it, and ran down the steps immediately, without hesitation, because it is something that we had come to expect to happen in this area. I looked, and there was a police officer sitting on the passenger side of his automobile, a police cruiser, with his feet on the ground, with his riot helmet and gear on, with his sawed-off shotgun across his lap. And he said, stop and go back in the house. And I said, I'm not. He said, if you don't stop, I'll shoot. And I told him, well, you have to shoot me in the back. And I kept going.
And they never did say who exactly bombed the house here, but they said probably the people who bombed 16th Street were the ones who were also responsible for bombing our house. And I remember reading an article where Bob Chambliss, who was one who was arrested for the bombing, well, they had interviewed him after the bombing of our house. They asked him, what did he think about the bombing? He said, well, my only regret is that it didn't kill that nigger. You know, the first bomb was planted right up under this spotlight here. And then the one that was going to take out the block was down at the end between those two trees right there. And that's where they found all the dynamite here and at the Catholic Church. And that would have taken out the entire block. This is the spot where Mr. Lay was covering Tasso's body up. Part of the body was here, a leg was over there, but that fence was all blown down and this wall on the side was just about gone. but it was right here. I have never shown anybody the spot where I found Tasso. You all are the first ones that I've done that. And I didn't cry. Did not cry this time. It's getting better each time. It's getting a little bit better.
So I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama.
That's my girl.
Some very, very good friends of mine were killed by bombs that were planted by racists. I remember from the time I was very small, I remember the sounds of bombs exploding across the street, our house shaking.
The bombers would come up here up the hill in a decommissioned police car. Many times the police were Klansmen as well, and they would lay their robes on the back shelf of the car, just for intimidation purposes.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers, none of that shit that's on TV, you know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood. We the hood view, you know? Representation of black people, period, on the bench, because we don't know who Clarence Thomas is representing. He's sitting on a Supreme Court, sitting on a bench, smelling like cocoa butter.
2, 3, 4, 5. We live. Welcome to Hoodviewpolitics, where we go into a deep, detailed dive into politics from a hood point of view. I'm DC's own Rabbit Jones.
And I'm Tony, the #1 soul brother. Welcome to a Sunday night edition of Hoodview Politics. Step on in here with the bad boys of politics and see if we can learn you something. While you in here, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell. Hit all that shit. Help us brothers out.
And if you're new here, you don't know what to expect. But if you've been here before, you know what's going on here. We chasing magazine coons. Magazine coons. Let's not forget about those Puerto Ricans and those white ladies too. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Welcome to everybody around the world that's new to this podcast. We appreciate you a whole lot for tuning in for 10 seconds just to see what's fucking going on and then leave. We appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe on your way out. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Don't cost you a bit. 500 motherfucking podcasts in 3 years. Our 3-year anniversary was a week ago. So we appreciate everybody that been following us this whole time during this whole journey. We appreciate y'all a whole lot. Follow us. Continue to help us grow. Continue to help us be a voice in the Democratic Black Party. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with your player?
Oh, same old. Enjoying a nice, halfway rainy Sunday evening. I just really chilling though.
I don't know. Sunday's kind of funny without football and shit to me. To me, I know some people
Yeah,
don't think that way, but it's just
it was a good day to watch sports.
Yeah, I know.
Root for the locals. Shout out to old Obi, broke that Rain Rescue record. Then I watched UConn beat the shit out of South Carolina.
You watched the motherfucking Final Four?
Yeah, the women's.
I fell asleep on that joint.
They beat the shit out of them people, like 29, 28-9 points. Well, they whooped that ass.
I was just motherfucking. It's funny because I had talked to somebody earlier about the way basketball set up. Right, it's motherfucking like, let's say for example, you're an ex-basketball player in the NBA. Your child is set up like it's like a springboard for your child to be in the NBA. And when you go back and look at when we was talking about LeBron's son that's playing in Not the one that's already in the NBA, but the other one.
The one that might be.
And you're looking at him and you watch him play, it's like, damn, but everybody on your team is a child of an NBA player, though, bro. It's like, what the fuck? You got Pippen brothers, you got Arenas kid on the same team. It's like, and then the other team is just normal motherfucking high schoolers. Yeah. And it's like, what is this, though? And then you start thinking about, is it already planned and set up for these type players when they go to these academies and shit like that? Because when they play a normal high school joint, that's just normal high schooling. You got all the most qualified, gifted, the motherfuckers that got the most money to get the best coaches in your motherfucking joint, all on the same damn team, though. It's like almost like a super team for kids.
Man, it's set up so good for them kids.
It's crazy.
Ones that go to AAU program.
It's crazy.
Them programs like they got shit on the pro level.
Exactly. Going up against high schoolers, just the father got him in the backyard and shit.
Yeah, I know somebody had an AAU team. Them motherfuckers come through the hood throwing out shoes like it's motherfucking candy. Oh, yeah. Motherfucking, they got sponsors paying them motherfucking big money. And man, they got to set up their facilities and where they play at, man. Unless you really want to play for that high school, or you ain't got no choice, you couldn't get in the AAU program, you gonna play for them motherfucking high schools, and you be like, damn, it's all we got.
Yeah, that's true, man. But the evolution of a black person in sports is just, to me, to watch it over the period of time being live is just amazing. I don't care what sport it is. It's like, but baseball is the one sport that really pushed back on it. Only take exceptional talents and shit. But basketball and, football, all these joints are driven by black talent. Baseball tries its best to keep it where it's white or Dominican talent that's leading it. You know what I'm saying?
That's because black kids, they don't want to play. They don't want to play baseball. They want to play football or basketball. They don't want to play nothing else. Because
if you got motherfuckers, first of all, you got people like Barry Bonds. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it ain't like black people ain't dominated before. You know what I'm saying? They're just not getting the opportunities. Like, if a team have a chance to draft a black kid or a Dominican kid, which one you think they're going to do?
They're going to, if talent being insane, they probably take that Dominican kid.
That's my point. So, it ain't, even if you're there as a talent, your chances are slim. Even if you're there.
Yeah.
Now, in Dominican, your chances are higher. White, your chances are higher. But in the NBA and football, it's just wide open. If you talented black motherfuckers, you the best player on the team, period. Basketball or football, you know what I'm saying? Hockey do too. It push away from the black culture.
Well, hockey was never in a black culture.
But it push away from people that's trying to be in it.
Yeah, but you done had plenty of motherfucking black NHL players. It just don't.
It's not plenty, but it been some.
Yeah, it's been a whole lot. There's a couple in the league now. I think one is in Vegas. I knew one was in Vegas.
You said one.
But if you list the top 4 sports in this country, football, basketball, baseball, and hockey, and you put it out there in the black community and which ones they want to play, them kids the majority of them gonna pick motherfucking basketball or football, because them the people they see. That's what they driven to. Them the games that they play in the hood. They really don't play baseball like that. Motherfucker, you got a motherfucker throwing a 90, 100-mile ball at you. You trying to hit that motherfucker. Youngers ain't with that. And it's a slow game. It's more action in them other games. Right. Baseball is slow as shit, so they don't gravitate it. But over in Cuba and the Dominican and now Japan, they still gravitate with it. Even still.
That's my point. Everything is culture driven. So baseball, most black people don't play baseball. Is that because they don't want it? They don't like it? Or is it there in their school? It's golf in their school. It's hockey in the black school.
All
Fuck
of
no.
them.
There's no hockey in black elementaries. There's no baseball.
Elementary,
It's
they
rarely
do.
motherfucking anything but baseball, anything but football and basketball is definitely gonna be in the black culture.
You ain't
But-
getting none of that till you get to at least middle school anyway.
No. What I'm saying, if you living in a black culture, growing up in a black city, black culture, every school is gonna be football and basketball.
True.
If you grow up in a white neighborhood, every school definitely gonna have baseball and hockey. That's the difference. It's a cultural thing. If we grew up here with more baseball in our culture and hockey, black people would do it. If white people grew up with more basketball and football in their culture, they would do it more.
My point exactly. If you put the,
I think it's more cultural.
If you, that's my point. If you put it out there and you say, here are the top 4 sports, pick 2. 9 out of 10 of the motherfucking or the kids in the community going to pick football and football and basketball because that's what they see. That's what they know growing up. That's the sport they see, the dominant sports they see on TV. They see themselves out there because they see people that look like them that came from where they came from. So they and that, hey, I can hoop like a motherfucker too. I can do the same shit he do. And that's what they see. Now, baseball, back in the day, shit, I know all my older grandparents, older aunts and uncles and cousins and shit, they like baseball. They played baseball. I learned how to watch baseball with my grandfather. That's how I ended up liking baseball. But if nobody don't really have it, like you said, it's in the culture, and the culture always gonna push to them because them are the people that we see. If they,
That's what I mean. Like,
it's there.
if all schools had if you funded black schools where they can have a baseball field,
Yeah.
black people it would be more black people in baseball. Real easy.
But it's there.
I don't know if they can be drafted once you get there with the bigotry and all that, but it'd be more available because black people are more involved in baseball in elementary and high school because it's outside. Once they motherfucking go into elementary and high school in black communities, basketball and football are 2 things that's definitely there. It's going to be a football field. It's going to be a basketball court. That's why if we get the funding in the black cultures, you can expand it to a football field, a baseball field, and maybe some hockey shit. Then you'll have more black people growing up liking these certain sports. That's what I was saying.
I mean,
even on the other side with white people,
but the shit there.
if they had more access to what we do, they'd do it more.
But the shit
But
there.
most of the hockey shit is canon.
I mean, all the motherfucking all the sports, maybe except for maybe the ice sports, all the sports is there. If they just don't choose to play them. They be like, fuck that shit, I ain't into baseball and shit. And then
If you go to elementary, black community, there's no baseball field. There's no hockey
it's all
arena.
one field. If you go to elementary school,
It's
all
none
one
of that.
field.
It's just strictly.
Whatever
It's just
you play on,
it's a
what you
football
play on.
field. They might play kickball on it. They might play
It's all
volleyball on it. They might do all that, but it's a football field.
Yeah, but
That comes first.
it's all purpose.
And it's a basketball court in a black community, period.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or but. Those things are first. It ain't everything else is afterthought. Now, if you go in the white community, it's not an afterthought. Baseball is the first thing they think of.
I'm telling you, shit there.
You got a baseball diamond field on all white people, motherfucking elementaries. It's a baseball diamond field out there. You don't have no diamond field in no black community.
Shit. If you go to these motherfucking rec centers,
No. Where?
Where I grew up, we got the motherfucking baseball shit set up. It's one field, but it's set up for football, soccer, well now soccer, baseball, all that shit.
It's not an elementary in Maryland, but
It's no
other
elementary
than
school.
in white community that have a
Right.
baseball field. It's not an elementary or a high school in Maryland that
I'm
has a
saying
hockey anything.
For one thing.
So that's 2 things right there that they don't have. Period. So if you're a black person growing up in these cities in black communities in elementary and high school, you never see hockey.
See,
Baseball is not there. But basketball and football is definitely there.
What I'm saying is they might not have a facility. They might have that one all-purpose field that they could transform into what they needed to be. They might just got that. But the sports are there. That's part of what the Department of Education does that these dumbasses want to get rid of. Is they make sure that all the sports in there.
There's no baseball.
No. I'm not saying. Look, I get what you're saying. You don't see the field.
There's no baseball. There's no baseball teams. There's no baseball teams in black communities.
It's there.
You gotta have a team too. There's no teams.
Shit.
There's no baseball teams, bro.
I went to one of the blackest motherfucking high schools there was.
There's no baseball team.
We had a baseball team.
Bro, my son 13. My son is 13.
Okay, let me correct that then.
I put him in school.
Maybe now.
And right now, everywhere I look, it's nothing there. There's no baseball. It's no volleyball. Something I don't really want to win, but shit, it's not there. It's only football and basketball. Period. That's it.
Team-wise.
So if you can't be on a team in the school, it's just not there then. You can play in recess.
Okay,
Cool.
I feel with you. Okay, I'm with you on the elementary school because you don't have a
high school too.
Shit.
Suitland don't have no baseball field.
Shit.
Or hockey.
Everybody got shit. I went to Dubai. We had no motherfucking just strictly baseball field.
It was a football field though, right?
Now,
was it a football field?
Yeah,
definitely it's a football field.
It's an all-purpose field.
That is it's not. It's a football field.
They transform it into what they.
And when they're not using it, you can use it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. If I got a game, you done. That whatever you got planned, forget it. So it's a football field.
What? They got 8 games.
If I win an extra game, I got to play anything football. You done. Period.
So you got about 8 or so football games during the motherfucking football season in high school, something like that. That shit over by November. So you only using it really for games. You got to split with home and away. So that's usually 4 weeks. What the fuck you use it for the other time?
Not baseball.
They use it for baseball, soccer, softball.
What high schools are you at in Maryland? You see baseball being played?
This shit at my high school. That's how we did it. It was one field. It's one field. You transform it just like you got.
It's no team though. So it's not being represented. It's not being supported. It's just going recess. Then all right, we're gonna change it so you can play kickball and baseball. That's not. What is that? That's irrelevant.
As far as I know of. I know that where I went, Dubai, we got a motherfucking baseball team and a softball team.
Wait, what?
Roosevelt. I know goddamn
Roosevelt don't have no baseball team.
Goddamn windows.
They ain't no baseball team.
They had a baseball team.
They didn't have no baseball team.
How?
They had volleyball. They had motherfucking. They definitely had volleyball.
Well, I count them as one.
No, they had basketball and football.
But
and that was a white joint. So I'm trying to think of the white joint they had.
You know, it's 2 Roosevelts. Eleanor.
I'm talking about Eleanor Roosevelt. That's a white joint.
A white building.
In Greenbelt.
Yeah.
That's a white joint.
That ain't all white.
I went there.
I don't know when you went there.
It was all white.
It must have turned all white. Because I know goddamn well. I know damn well. It's a good portion of Landover went to that motherfucker.
That's the only place that's black that go to that school, bro.
I see.
Everywhere else that come to that school is white. And you're lucky Landover was still coming to that joint. They was trying to block that joint. I don't know where they probably go somewhere else now.
They go to Flowers.
Exactly.
They go to Flowers.
They don't even want you out there. No. The first time I got transferred out of DC school was in Eleanor Roosevelt. My first day there, I got locked up for fighting a white motherfucker. Oh, yeah, this bitch ass nigga was in there smoking a cigarette. I'm walking up the motherfucking steps, trying to find my thing, looking on the paper and shit, trying to find where my class at. But up the steps in the back, you go to the steps and shit. And he's standing in front of the door, him and his friends, and I'm going through the door. He blows smoke in my motherfucking face. White motherfucker. This is my first time I ain't been around white people, to be honest with you, because I was born and raised in DC. This is my first time. My mother took me out because she said it'd be better if I would go in Maryland schools than DC schools because, you know what I'm saying, the violence and shit. And she sends me to Eleanor Roosevelt. And my first day there, this nigga blows smokes in my motherfucking face. Now, keep in mind, I haven't even been around white people. I grew up and raised in Northeast DC. No white people there. Unless you're police He's trying to confiscate something from around this bitch. That's really seriously. We ain't had no black teachers or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a different vibe back then. So you ain't have where you can go into school and where it's a volleyball team and all that shit, or it's a motherfucking baseball team and shit. It's basketball and football. Literally it. Now recess, cool. You can go out there and try to make it kickball and baseball. But motherfucker, when we put on some jerseys, we only supporting basketball and football.
But in elementary school, you only got to, but so much. Like I said, you don't really get into team shit till
go to a white elementary. Then what you get?
No, they don't really.
What is there?
They have them community. Well, even in the black community, when they
do you think a white community, high school or elementary don't have no baseball? Definitely, baseball is there.
Say,
yes
or
no?
Is the shit is dead. The law says for one has the dead. Now, if they got enough people on there to form a team or whatever, that's a different story. But the shit got to be there because if kids want to come in there and play baseball,
yeah, but you could have a team. What if every year they had? What they did do at one time? Had every year and only had 3 or 4 people sign up for it.
Then
it's not there. That means you can't have no baseball team. Now you understand what I'm saying?
We saying the same thing. I say the shit. Look,
this is a black community.
If the motherfucking kids want to play, if you got a motherfucking certain amount of motherfucking kids that want to play baseball enough to field the team, boom. I don't give a fuck what school you go to. They gotta field that team. You know, fuck, we need some money. I gotta get it to us, or whatever the fuck. That's dead. That's all I'm saying. That's dead. Now, what I think you saying is whether or not they got enough motherfuckers want to play on the team. Say you need 8 motherfuckers, you need 10 people to field the team, but you only got 7. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it just ain't there. You ain't got enough to do nothing with it.
At all. And that come from you not exposing black people to it.
Yeah. But my only point is they gonna go with what they know and what they good.
So now what I'm saying is if elementary or high school was funded in our black communities, they will have money to have a baseball team and a volleyball team. Therefore, our culture will grow up knowing and feeling those motherfucking sports, and you will have more people in those sports then. Now, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I can dig that. But a thing about it is if you being funded for a certain amount of sports, but you don't got enough kids to play on certain teams, so you really can't do nothing with it. What do they do with the money? They shift it to the motherfucking sports that is.
No.
You know, so
no, you're missing what I'm saying. So if your school itself, not just a team, you have access to a volleyball court, you have access to a baseball field, you have access to a hockey place to learn hockey. If that's already in your school as a black person, now you have access to a hockey where it'd be more black people encouraged and want to be a hockey player and a volleyball player or a golf player if it's just in the school alone. That's what I'm saying. Okay. And most of black communities only have basketball and football. And that's why you see NBA, NFL driven by black people, because that's all we have. If you go into white communities, they choose to only have baseball and football. That's their choice. They can have more. They have volleyball. They have motherfucking extra little shit. Wrestling. Most schools have wrestling, but most black communities can't even have wrestling. Now you see what I'm saying? So they're only exposed to football and basketball dominantly, just by finances and funds alone. That's all they see. That's all they being taught. That's all that's in their school.
But that goes back to what I'm saying too. You still got to, the kids going to gravitate to the sports they see, the sports that they see growing up. If you a little kid, what do you see your older brothers and the other dudes out of the street playing all the time? You see them playing basketball and football. So you still, at some point, they got to be exposed to these other joints because all I'm saying is the shit there. Because if you got all of a sudden from somewhere you got 10, 15 black kids that want to play hockey. And your school district got a hockey program, and these kids want to play hockey, and they ain't about transferring nowhere to do it. You gotta get them to that ice rink. So you it's there, but if they're not exposed to the shit at a younger age, to see baseball, hockey, soccer now, and all that, they're gonna gravitate to what they know. They know LeBron from the time they was babies. LeBron this, LeBron that. They know all of these, the John Morants, all of these, the Kevin Durant, everybody. They seen these youngers growing up, even on the football field. Michael Vicks, shit. All them type motherfuckers. Goddamn, I get a brain freeze on quarterbacks. Shit, now you got Jaden Daniels, CJ Stroud. All these kids, they see that's out there, that's what pushed in their community. But how do you expose them to that? You know, shit. Baseball was the first sport giving out $200 million contracts. Shit, you would think, damn, $200 million. All I gotta do is hit a 99-mile fastball that far. Shit.
Yep.
So I think you gotta get it out there. More kids going to the rec centers.
But that is a deeper conversation we need to get into more and see, like another podcast, and see, all right, what schools, how many schools in America, and what sports do they allow or they provide, and what's the percentage of schools in America with football, percentage of schools in America with baseball, you know what I'm saying, and we'll see where in America is the most percentage of what sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, all over America is football. Basketball. I like to think basketball is all over the place, but I think a lot of shit right now, especially getting all this back and forth between the players and the media and all this shit. I don't know where basketball's at. Hockey and baseball, I think if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. And it's not nothing that really get people excited, because hockey and baseball don't really get exciting until the playoffs. So people just mostly watch it during the playoffs, and you talk championships and all this type of shit. Them two like that. And then even basketball, because the season's so long, a lot of people don't really get into that till after All-Star break, but you know, basketball players everywhere. So where the interest coming from for real?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's just a broader picture of, we got to figure out, all right. To me, I already know it's the funds in our communities that's not being funded where they can even expose black people to golf or whatever the fuck. There's something different from our normal patterns, and you can't. They tearing down the whole problem of education now. So there ain't even a conversation about that now. So that's the whole point.
Like what you talking about? I know in motherfucking parks and recreations, they got every sport, and they got every facility. Every kind of facility you need, from ice rinks, baseball field, football fields, all over. So you don't think they want to take everything else? You don't think they're gonna cut parks and recreation sooner or later? But it's there. But like I say, I think we agree, bro. It's like community wise, but that was because like now, especially with the Latino community, soccer and soccer facilities popping up all over the fucking place. Like, I'm riding down the orange line and the blue line, coming from Stadium on. And then you look out, you'll pass see old RFK, then on the other side. And this in the heart of DC. They got a whole motherfucking setup over there. These joints ain't football fields. It's like about 4 or 5 fields. It's all soccer. It's all soccer. And them motherfuckers be out there playing all the time. So I guess it's whatever community you in and whatever community like.
So it's been so much going on here. And I just having to go past motherfucking 50 Cent running his motherfucking mouth. What's up, Creed? What's going on, player? What's up with you?
Nothing much.
Make sure our audio good. You can hear him?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right.
What the hell she do?
So now, I don't know if you heard about this, Creed. You might agree with 50 Cent. You never know. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Louisiana got this motherfucking redneck MAGA pig as motherfucking governor right now, right? And right now they trying to pass I think it's called Prop 2 or some shit, Amendment 2, where they change the powers in Louisiana to send it to legislators like the Senate and Congress people to make decisions on judges, or if a judge make a decision and do something, they can step in and change the decision and shit like that, or change the pay of teachers. All this is in this amendment, right? And then it also, in Louisiana, it cuts all taxes for billionaires and billionaires so they can do business in Louisiana. Now, that's where 50 Cent comes in, right? Everybody know that 50 Cent has purchased land in Louisiana. That's supposed to be what's that? 50 Cent music festival or some bullshit. It's a movie thing. I think it's motherfucking
It's on his own studio.
I forgot the name of the studio though. He's trying to do a joint like a dude to do the movies. That fuck that dress up like a girl all the time.
Tyler Perry.
He's trying to do the Tyler Perry shit in Louisiana. You see what I'm saying? So with that as the backdrop, he is now sucking the dick of a Republican, MAGA pig, orange demon fuck. So he can have his land in Louisiana, my guy. Oh, Creed, what do you think about my man opening the studios in Louisiana first?
I mean, I think that's a good opportunity, man, especially if it's going to bring jobs to the city or wherever it's, the state or whatnot. But I don't know the whole situation. So the parts I did hear about I know I heard something about a 3% tax across the board with your the property taxes. I mean, if I own property down there, I like that idea. See, I mean, of course, if you don't own property, you might not like it because it might take a couple funders away. But if you own your property, you own your house, you own the business, and you're only paying 3% of taxes, man, I love that shit, bro.
Okay, so I need you to stay right there. There, what you just said.
Because I have an opportunity to use my influence and make real change in the communities. I want to see more jobs and prosperity in the state of Louisiana. This is why I support the Amendment 2 on your ballot this Saturday. You should too. Don't let anyone confuse you about the Amendment 2. It gives teachers permanent pay raise. It doubles senior citizens tax deduction. This is all good stuff. Voting in favor of the Amendment 2 makes common sense. And this is a bipartisan effort. Every Louisiana State Senate Democrat voted to get the Amendment 2 on the ballot. This one is about the people coming together. This is Curtis James Jackson. You might know me as 50 Cent.
Okay. All right. What do you think about that? Creed?
I mean, what he said right there, I don't got no problem with that, man. It seems like it's actually it's helping the people. Now, the back stuff, it could be some underwritten stuff that I ain't hear about. But the stuff that he said, bringing jobs, him hiring people, make it easier for other businesses to come in. Because it's not really about the money, man. Like, I don't care about the money. I care about what my money purchased. So if it's nothing to purchase with your money, it ain't no point in having money. It's the resources that you care about. So if you bring resources back to your state, your city, like you said, y'all got baseball fields, stuff like that. If you bringing opportunities to the city, why we care about the money?
Okay. What?
My thing, you can't have it all.
All right. It's a lot to this, though. First thing you have, I'm gonna start with just 50 Cent first. First of all, let's say he purchased a whole bunch of land, right, in Louisiana, and we all know 50 Cent is not 50 Cent without the black culture. Do you agree with that, Creed?
Yeah.
All right. So now, all the money he accumulated off the black culture and his persona of being hood, right? We all together with this, right?
Yeah, I'm with you.
That whole persona. So now he gonna purchase land in Louisiana. The presidential race is gone. You have an orange neck pig demon fuck called Donald Jackass Trump running against a black lady. They asked this bitch nigga, what do you think? Oh, I don't get in politics and I don't do politics. Why are you in politics now, 6 months later?
Well, it benefit him. It benefit him now.
You with me, Creed?
No, I
You
get that.
with me, my guy? Even though you like it. But you see what I'm talking about.
I can understand why.
1 minute, politics, I don't have nothing to do with politics. And now
Yeah, that ain't
all of a sudden, you have so much to do with it. These crackers got you on a fucking video. Dancing in the video. Trying to get black people to believe you. Don't let nobody change your mind. What? Are you serious? That's a pig, an orange neck demon that's sitting beside your dumb ass. That's the mayor of Louisiana. And you sitting there beside him. Don't forget now, this is the same motherfucker gonna take your Social Security away. That's the same motherfucker that's gonna take all women's rights away. That's the same bitch ass pig that's gonna lock every motherfucking black motherfucker up in the streets because he want stop and frisk. That's that pig. But you want to sit beside him, you that took all my motherfucking money, you bitch ass nigga, that I gave you my money. I spent my money on your talented ass because you made nice CDs that speak to my culture and what the fuck I was doing at the time. You spoke to that. You took my money and everybody liked me. Now you're a billionaire. And now you want to hobnob with the white cracker bitches. And now you want to be what our rap was about against the fucking government, against the fucking crackers that's holding us down. And then you part of the group. You part of the millionaire cracker group that's holding us down. You bitch ass nigga. And that's fucked up because these my niggas I fuck with. Him, Q. Y'all niggas are part of the white clan now, you bitch motherfuckers. I can keep going, but I gotta let my man get in. That's how we do it. You know what I'm saying, Doc?
And I'm glad to see y'all together, man.
Oh, Creed.
Hold on. My question is the same question I always had. Why are you surprised? We went over this plenty of times. When motherfuckers reach a certain level of money and income, they vote with their wallet. And what y'all just said, he vote was benefiting him.
Creed, you said that too. You agreed.
He figures to make our asshole full of money, and he's in the process getting in other circles that's gonna make him another asshole full of money. So he doing what he getting guided by his wallet. He don't give a fuck about the hood no more. And the hood is so far in 50 rearview mirror, you think it was ever there. So
Creed?
That don't surprise me.
Creed.
Yeah, what's the question?
Go ahead. What you got some thoughts?
Oh no, I thought ask me the question. What you want to know?
No, I just want to know what you feel about everything we just said.
I know why he didn't endorse either candidate. I really think he for Trump, but if he would endorse Trump, he'd have took a lot of backlash. So he stayed out of that. But this particular situation is helping him with his business endeavors. So I can see why he take a stand on this. And plus, like I say, if I own property, I would want to drop my property value too. Like not the value, the taxes. My bad. If I could pay lower taxes, because I hate paying taxes. I own a house, and every time that motherfucking taxes come, I'm always build up with taxes because I never pay it on time. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta pay it. But it always hit me at the end. I'm like, damn, that should be a lot. I wish I just paid month by month, or at least save month by month. So I get with the property. See, when I'm younger and I don't care about stuff like that, and I don't own nothing, of course, you telling me you taking something from me just for these people to get lower taxes. But these people taking care of families, this and that. You know, black people, if you got at least 4 or 5 people in the household. So yeah, it might help that one person who own the house, but that one person is helping 4 or 5 people per household. And lowering the person.
I get what you're saying, but
look, and I live in Detroit. I live in an area where we don't have schools. All our schools closed down, bro. But our property taxes ain't changed. Now our property taxes go to schools.
Let's stay on that right there. What you just said. You talking about public schools?
Public schools.
All right, but you voted for Trump, right?
Yeah, I voted for Trump.
So now,
but hold on.
Do you
our
think
schools was closing before Trump?
Wait.
Go ahead.
Do you think that's a good thing that your city is short of many public schools? Just people to go to school in the neighborhood. Is that good or bad thing?
If they taking my money still for the public schools, that's terrible. I like what they doing with the money.
Wait. Hold on. Back up.
Yeah.
Your city is short of elementary schools in the neighborhood and high schools. Is that a good or bad thing?
Well, it depends on how you look at it.
Hold on. See, you keep doing the caveat thing. I just need to know less schools, bad or good.
I'm going to say, if I'm looking in the eyes of you, I'm going to say bad.
The eyes of who? Who?
Of a person that...
Listen.
Hey,
no,
listen.
I just need to know basic. Is it good for your city to have less public elementaries and high schools or not?
Okay, I'll say no.
So, by you vote for somebody that eliminate those things, do you think you are responsible for the limitation of the schools in your district?
No, of course I'm not responsible for it. It's mismanagement that's responsible. But then the kids not going to school like they're supposed to. So on count day, they ain't getting funding.
No. The kids not going to school and funding are two different things.
Okay.
Now, your funding for your schools in public schools, Biden passed a bill that funds public schools and high schools, right? Your man cut the funding and trying to close public education of the education joint in the motherfucking government all at the same time. So you think that is good compared to expanding schools in neighborhoods for people to go just a normal public school, which is what was in Kamala plan, was to expand not only housing, but schools in the area. So do you think that was a good plan compared to eliminating all schools the way as he's doing now in everybody's neighborhood? And it's not easy for people to travel to schools, bro.
Oh, I get it. I got to take my son far too.
And hold on. I like this. I like this whole conversation because we can show the direct impact of who in office, what's their decisions, and what they voting on. You feel me?
Listen though.
Hold on.
Go ahead. Oh, so but what I'm saying is this trend has been like my school closed down. I was probably the last graduating class of my school. I came from Highland Park, Michigan. It's a city inside Detroit. My school been closed down ever since I graduated. Then my middle school closed down. I was the last graduating class of my elementary, and I used to walk to my elementary. I walked to all my.
Exactly. He must
class for that. My middle school closed down, and my high school closed down after I graduated. So all them schools is gone. So this is way before Trump. Like this is the trend.
No. Hold on.
Go ahead.
I understand you think it's before Trump. That's cool. But the Republican Party votes for this. Everything Trump does is what Republicans already voted for in the past. It's not nothing different. He just screams it loud. So Bush voted to cut funding in public schools. He's a Republican. This is their agenda. So to me, talking to a MAGA, less public schools is just not good. And Republicans cut public school funding every time they get a chance to cut it. For example, Trump is trying to cut public school funding now as we speak and close the Department of Education. So therefore, you won't have no money going to education at all. You won't have no public schools. And the public schools that's left, they're going to close down. People have to go further out from where they at, just like you. And you can't tell me that's a good thing. You got to explain to me what makes that a good thing for them to try to do that, to make you go out further for a public school or pay money for a private school, which is the whole goal of these pig, orange, demon fucks, to make us pay for school, bruh. Instead of just waking up and going to a public school that's paid for by public motherfucking taxes. They want us to pay private so them and their rich fucks can get richer. But that's just me. Go ahead.
Well, I disagree with public schools, bro. Like, that's just my personal thing. Like, and what Trump trying to do, he's trying to just take it away from the federal. Like, he's trying to give it back to the states. So your state, each state will fund and give the curriculum to their own schools. So my state might do something differently from your state and vice versa. Instead of all states being dumb, now you can see who state doing better than. Right now, we all going by the federal government, right? They got Department of Education. Department of Education give the curriculum to all other schools because they all under the umbrella of the federal government.
Okay.
Right. So that means now, if you look at the graduation rates, it's dropping. If you look at the reading and writing and math rates compared to other countries, we like 49th out of all the first world countries. Like we like the worst. We like the worst in education. This is why they bringing other people in here to do the smart jobs. They literally got to bring other people, bro, from other countries to do the tech jobs, all the CEO jobs. Because we don't have smart people in our country like that no more. We all dumbed down. So I'm 40. I'm about to be 42 in May.
You want me to?
So all my life we had the Department of Education. And I see that, first of all, we still don't know our history. Most of us got this information. Most of us got that information. We all been under the same umbrella, though. Okay. So my thing is, I like competition. So I want to see my state compete with your state. Whose state can be better? Can my state have a better reading level, math level, science, this stuff? Then once you can see what your state lacking on, you can actually go to another state and be like, damn, well, okay, they got a high graduation rate. They got a high reading level, math level, science level. Let's piggyback on what they doing. Right now, we all failing.
Okay, let's stop right there. I get what you go ahead.
You touching on.
I get what you're saying.
My problem is with this. And the problem is if you leave it to the states, that's cool. But at some point, you gotta make sure that something is in place to make sure that every kid can do everything on a certain level, whatever that level you set it to be, that every kid can get to this level. Because if you leave it to the states, one state gonna teach something here, one state gonna leave something out here. One state gonna emphasize something here, another state gonna de-emphasize something. So when these kids go around and trying to go to different colleges, they might not be as sharp in certain areas as they need to be. And even when they get into the job market, you might learn something here, but damn, I came from Alabama. And then you go to another state, say like Wisconsin, where you know off of this, that's how the job market is going to be tailored by what people know and what people can do. So if the states could, if it still was a broad thing, say, look, you got to teach this shit up to a certain level, and this, that, and the third on all that shit, or you just gonna leave it to people to teach what the fuck they wanted to teach. Is, you know, as well as I do, you could go to a state, a deep red state like Mississippi, Alabama, and the Dakotas and Wisconsin, or wherever the fuck all that shit is out there in the middle of the country that's redder than a motherfucker. You really think they ain't gonna eliminate all Black history from their curriculum?
All right. And I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight, man. We got a man Creed, number one MAGA in the joint, a Black MAGA that they had the conversation. That one thing I like about him, he had the conversation of the even some MAGAs get on it don't have a conversation. You just can't even talk to him. He do have a conversation. He do listen. Be honest with you. So that's a good thing about him. And then we got motherfucking Godfather on this joint. So we're gonna go a little bit deeper. First, one thing is, if you don't have a national standard on teaching and people having a level of of learning, that's the first problem we're gonna have. If you don't have the Department of Education to set a standard, like you can't be in Louisiana, back fuck woods of Louisiana, teaching racist shit, skipping over the history of Black history and Indians and whatever the fuck, just to teach motherfucking I hell Hitler shit. So you gotta have some motherfucking type of standards, Creed. You can't just have a motherfucker, all right, you do what you want in that state, you do what you want in that state. They gonna get taught motherfucking racist shit in most of these states.
So let me ask you,
and you got to deal with a racist ass pig being raised.
It goes even further than that, though, because even further than.
Let me ask you a question. Oh, go ahead.
Then you're gonna get into the discrimination. Motherfucker might say, I don't want a motherfucking handicap so and so team here, or I don't want this group of people here in this, and all of you open yourself up to a whole lot of shit. It's basically you going back to segregation in the motherfucking school system, because motherfuckers gonna do what the fuck they want to do.
If you need Department of Education for so many different reasons, but you need something just nationwide where you have to be here. Period. You can't be in Louisiana doing what you want. You have to be here. When we test your kids, they have to be fucking here. Period. They can't come in there talking about, well, we like to hang niggas. Like, no, motherfucker, you gotta know the history of motherfucking America. So if you leave it up to Creed and MAGAs, you're only getting taught in certain states where people want to fucking teach you. And they want to eliminate whatever the fuck else. And that's not learning. Do we agree or disagree, Creed?
I mean, I get what y'all coming from, but my thing is, let's take away Trump. Have he set that standard since you've been alive? Do we still have racism got worse, or has it got better since we had this system of we all learning the same thing, we all learning the history? Has that changed racist pigs?
Okay. The problem is people vote for Republicans who want to eliminate the Department of Education before Trump, who want to motherfucking make it so each state can do whatever the fuck they want before Trump.
But
y'all remember a motherfucker was running for president before Trump, and he couldn't even remember all the departments he wanted to get rid of. But he kept naming, we need to get rid of this department, and he was like, that department. Trump just knew what departments they were. It's just no difference. He is no different but a louder racist. That's all. They all been doing this. Even Bush wanted to take away Department of Education. This is not new. They wanted to take away funding from Social Security long before Trump. It's a Republican thing.
Yeah,
that's my point.
Not only that, but when Bush was trying to get rid of it, he had no choice but to go back and reverse it, because he had to come out with No Child Left Behind Act. So he had to go back on not closing it down. And that's when Bush put in the No Child Left Behind Act in 2003. I mean, 2003 or 2001, 2003, I think. He put in the Child Left Behind Act. So he expanded the Department of Education instead of decreasing it.
It's silly, bro.
But,
Some
but
of this
90,
stuff is just
but
completely
90%.
unnecessary.
But the thing is like this: 90% of the states do handle their own education anyway. Only the 10% is what the Department of Education holds. It's the No Child Left Behind Act. It's the helping kids that have disabled
It's
kids
disabilities,
to
discrimination,
disabilities and stuff like that.
all
And
this stuff
discrimination.
that's why they
the
there.
federal part. That's why they're there. The states handle their own department on what they want to teach in their own curriculum. That's the state's level. But the federal coming in and say, okay, if y'all want, we're going to test your kids, and if you want funding for like the No Child Left Behind Act or for handicap or disabled people, then that's when the federal come in to help supply aid for those kids to go to school. They don't tell the kids, hey, y'all gotta do this. The states running your education. 90% is left from the states already. The last 10% is for the federal to help fund needy kids. For like how Wisconsin did feed all the kids through elementary school and stuff like that. That comes from the federal. He helped get that money from the federal to help supply stuff like that to feed hungry kids that don't have food in schools. That's what the federal part does. The state picked the curriculum. That's 90%. So that 10% that he's trying to erase is hurting people. It's hurting the disabled kids that can't read or the artistic kids that are trying to go to school and learn. That's what the federal is for. But to learn it in the curriculum, that's all left to the states.
It's left to the states, but it's a barrier. It's a level you have to be at. As long as the government has that barrier, that level you had to teach your kids. Therefore, everybody that's learning in all high schools in America is on some level that they all get tested on. Yeah. Now you see what I'm saying?
And like I say, when Bush came up with No Child, Bush noticed that. So that's why he came out with the No Child Left Behind Act. He makes sure everyone graduates. No one stayed back because of discrimination is one.
Yeah.
The No Child Left Behind Act, discrimination is one. You will not leave a child behind for discrimination, poor grades, and something else. Yeah, you cannot do that. Bush did that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. This
he expanded it because
this a motherfucker. I think he's a senator in Louisiana.
Here in this state, please text your people, call your people. If 5 to 10% more black folks show up tomorrow and vote no on all 4 constitutional amendments, we get to have a different conversation with our state legislature in 3 weeks when they go into session.
Gary Chambers Jr., we appreciate it, man.
Now, if you have all these black people that's against what he's saying, right? Against 50 Cent and trying to figure out why 50 Cent is doing that. That's the thing we need to figure out, right? We try to figure out, first of all, he's not from Louisiana, so he don't know the politics there. Do we agree on that, everybody?
Yeah.
That he from New York, he's not from Louisiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we know he don't know the politics there. Yep, we can't agree on that, right?
I got you.
Or not. So if you go down there, if he's not talking to the senators and all that shit that's down there, black people, the black voter groups, the black senators, the black congressmen in Louisiana, and then you just come out the blue on something they disagree with, then you make a video saying all Democrats disagree with this, but if you want this and that, like, what are you talking about? That didn't even make any sense.
Dismantling juvenile justice, Amendment 4, tinkering with judicial elections.
I love it. I love it. It is short, to the point, and accurate to what this is. These policies are all bad for the state of Louisiana. I really hope that 50 finds some new relationships in our state so that he doesn't come meddling in and trying to tell black folks. And let me tell you something. I know he doesn't care, but there's not a single black person that I've talked to today that felt anything positive from getting that text message from 50. And I would hope that somebody like him would not allow people to use him as a tool, because if you are as bad as you say you are, then you should be coming in, influencing and changing things rather than getting those people to use you like a piece of equipment.
This was that you
right there. Creed, let me hear your response to that right there.
I mean, that's his personal feelings, man. I mean, we all got a role to play. To me, we all got a role to play. You got some workers and you got people that own businesses. You need both of them. You need your workers and you need your bosses. Like that's just how the world is, man. We all can't be on the same level, man. We all not the same. We all don't think the same. We all don't believe in the same things.
Let
me ask this, Creed.
That's the problem.
You follow? Oh, hold on. Go ahead.
That's the problem. We all should be on the same level. If we all help each other, stop hating on each other, and putting out this hate towards everything. If everybody work together, look how Spanish people work together. Spanish people work together so good till they own their own home. We, as black people, brown people, we envy each other when it's time when somebody get up instead of helping the next person, instead of help building that person up. So it's to each his own. Yes, it's his own opinion, it's his own thing. But how are you helping build each one up? Everyone should be on the same level. It's the world. It's this United States is for that. It was built to be for everyone to be on the same level and to progress and to do good. Yes, we have birds that we have to. Yes, we have birds that we have to break so everyone can get there. But it's designed to be free for everyone.
My problem.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Creed.
No, I get what y'all fellas talking about. I get that. But when I say like on the same level, I'm talking about it like across the board, like with skill. Let's take basketball. How many LeBron James can it be in the league at one time? Can everybody be LeBron? Or you gonna have some people that be his role players? Like you can't have too many Lucas. Like these is great players. Like everybody don't take the time and the discipline. Everybody don't spend $1 million on their body every year. They can, right? And then most of the NBAs can't spend $1 million on their body every year. So it's the standard. Like you get more in life if you perform more.
Oh, hold on. Oh, Creek. I now. All right. This what you're saying, right? You saying 50 Cent by being where he at now, he's different from us or anybody else that's probably looking at it from his standpoint or our standpoint. You saying he's looking at it different, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So my argument to that is my point overall is he come from where me and you are looking at him now. He was here with us. So now the fact that he's there, we expect him to fight for our causes. Not now be one of those white motherfuckers we was rapping against, we were railing against in rap music since the late 80s. We were talking about government motherfuckers, crackers, holding us down. Big money motherfuckers, using their money to shit on us. He used all the money we give him as black culture to join forces with all the big wig white crackers and the senators and Congress people in that state that are redneck pigs. He is now with them because of money alone. Not because where he came from. He done forgot about us now. If I'm in this position and you take me into that, I won't hear nothing these crackers got to say. Period. You're not about to send me in this motherfucker and talk to my black peoples about that bullshit. Then you about to fuck them. You want me to help you fuck them? Fuck you. Give me more money without me helping you fuck them. Simple as that. He want his money and they making him do dumb shit to make you and other people believe that he doing a good thing when all the time they use him as a mouthpiece to continue on doing that racist ass shit and tearing down the government and using people like him to help. Hey, we're gonna help you get your little land together, but help us tear down the government while you're at it. Because you gotta do disillusionize black people while we at it. Come on, bruh. Basically, and at the same time, he doing a good damn thing by doing a studio, making movies or whatever the fuck he gonna do there. That's good. But then you can't be a bitch about it. Not 50 Cent. The nigga came on the scene dogging niggas. Battle rapping niggas. Not 50 Cent. Now he's sitting sucking white people dick? Come on, bruh. That's the problem. Use that same umph that we know about. Platform. Get those chumps. Make them niggas do what you want to do. That represent us as black people. Don't let them niggas do you. He letting them do them.
So, Creed, how do you feel about try to shut down the Black African Black Museum in Washington D.C.
The African Black Museum, and I didn't hear about that, but
how do you? Yeah, they're trying to shut down all funding to it right now.
Is it funded by the government or is it funded by
federal?
Huh?
Yes, it's federal.
Oh, then if they want to cut it, I guess they cut it.
So you cut all our Black history right there to give it to the white rich people.
Like I say,
all this money goes to white rich people.
Wait. First, Creed, elaborate on what the black man just said about the situation he in with 50 Cent and he in Louisiana and everything I just said.
I mean,
that's a congressperson in Louisiana.
Hold on, say that last thing.
The black person that we was listening to is a congressperson from Louisiana.
Right.
So I want you to respond to everything he just said and everything I elaborate on what he said.
Well, just like you said about the 50 Cent stuff, I'm living in Michigan, so I can't really tell you what's going on in there, but I know his view is like more of a Democratic view. So he wants the more taxes, the more funding, but I know how that hurt the people who can't.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna tell you like this. Okay. I was just talking to my mom's on the phone, right? And my mom, she work at Home Depot. She making $24 an hour. Just got to $24 an hour, right? Been there damn near like 30 years, right? Just making $24 an hour. I know people. My mom own her own house, take care of her own bills, do all that, but she struggled, right? To keep it up, keep everything afloat. I know people who living off the system who don't do nothing, bro, who live better than my mom's. See, that's the shit that kind of fuck with me. For the person that's out here contributing to society, you know, when people go to Home Depot and she got to ring you up, you would like somebody to be there to ring you up so you could get your product. Other than that, you just breaking in and stealing shit. So just like when I go to McDonald's, I want somebody to be working at the cash registers to ring up my double cheeseburgers. So we need people to work, but I don't understand how the people that don't work and living off the system can live better than the person actually putting into the system, but they still might be struggling, but they can't get no assistance because they make too much.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, that right there is a good. That's a good. Go ahead, Godfather.
You say you live in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
When the last time you been to a McDonald's? All your McDonald's in Detroit have cashiers.
But some of them start.
No.
Oh, go ahead.
Answer that part. Do all your fast food still have cashiers?
Yeah.
So y'all do not have. So I can tell you now. We live in DC and Maryland. Everything is automated. We have an automated machine, and we got one cashier that just basically bag the food up once they stand there on the kiosk and order their food. So there's really no more cashiers anymore.
Right.
So
No. He had a broader point, though.
Yeah, I did.
He had a broader point.
I know, but what I'm saying is, you expecting that, but you can't get that anymore.
No. Check me out. Now, once AI and robots start taking over the industries and like up the production where everybody don't have to work because the robots they do so much great work that the production level of resources done rose, then of course we don't nobody need to do nothing. But right now we need people to work. So we need to incentivize people to work. But all I was saying is no way a person who living off the government should be living better than a person who actually working 9 to 5, paying all their bills and struggling.
Hold on. That right there. Let's stay right there for a minute. Stay right there for 1 hot second. All right. The impression is that people that's on public assistance, their life is more better than a person working a 9 to 5. Right, Creed?
Yeah.
All right.
But not all. I'm just saying. I'm just talking about the people I see. Go ahead. It's never all. But hold on. It's never all. But it's a lot of them. Like I know. Oh, go ahead. I don't want to cut nobody off.
You ever had a few bad apples, spoil the bunch? That goes for poor people and rich people. But the thing is, rich people get away with it more than poor people do.
It go for cops too. It go for teachers. It go for everybody. It go for doctors. Anybody.
All right, hold on. let's clear something up first of all. It's levels to this shit, right? Right now in America, it's a lot of people on public assistance, bro. And I say half of them really, really need it.
Right.
The other half is maneuvering the system.
Right.
Now, by you saying what you're saying, I get what you're saying, right? Because there's some people working and using the system.
No, she can't get nothing. My mama.
There's some people out here working and getting food stamps.
No, my mama don't get food stamps, bro. I promise you, bro.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
I get what you're saying. But it's some people actually working and applying for food stamps and working 40 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So obviously your mother fall in the place of can't get the food stamps and you can't get the food stamps. But you might can get the Medicare or something.
The poverty level.
But yeah,
Exactly.
she get that through her job, so she don't get that.
So you won't have to worry about the Medicare. The Medicare would have been there, but you don't have to worry about that because you're working and you get that from your job.
Right.
So I get that. But we talking about a person that don't have that job, that security. You talking about a person that have a security blanket. The job alone is a security blanket. They have resources. They have health care. They have retirement funds. They have things there, right? You talking about a bitch on the street with 3 kids that's on the system. She don't have those resources. She just living every day with 3 kids. She don't have a resource of a job to help her with anything. So if she just on the system with just the system, she is not benefiting from just being on the system, bro. That joint right there have her ass looking for jobs. They have her ass out there 24/7, and you're not really getting no money to live. They're gonna give you somewhere to live, but not actual money. They'll get enough food to feed your kids, but it ain't enough. Now, to you, that's them living off the system high and mighty. That's cool then, because that to me, you still in poverty. You feel me?
You know, I get you. That's what I said. That's why I don't get for the people that still need the system, but they make $1 more, but they still struggling. It's like they still need the system too. So if we can't give it to all, why would we give it to the very low? Not don't get me wrong. The people that deserve it, cool. But the people when I say waste, I'm talking about the people that could be able workers, that can find a job, but they choose not to because they don't want to lose the system.
That's true. What about the people that's a billionaire and their grandma was on Social Security?
I heard you when you said that. I don't know if that man, I don't know if he was making a joke or trying to prove a point. I don't, but if they listen, if they paid it to us, if
there's
they
a lot of billionaires out there on Social Security. Is that right?
Should they might be. That? It's crazy to say, right? They might be, but that's the crazy system, though.
There's a lot of Congress people that's on Social Security and Medicaid. Is that cool?
So my thing should we not have them pay taxes for that part if they're not gonna be on it?
Wait.
What I'm saying is, if I can't use the system, do I still have to pay into it if I'm not gonna be qualified to take from it?
All right, before I pass it on to my man, what I'm trying to tell you is the system itself is not the problem. It's people using it that don't supposed to be using it. If a billionaire grandmother is on Social Security, why that bitch on Social Security, bro? Why is that money being siphoned out of the government? For what? You a billionaire.
I can't answer that. I can't. That's crazy to me.
All right. So that money to me is waste.
Yeah, that's waste.
Good.
I got something to say.
All right.
Hold on. My thing is like this. I kind of laugh at everything that's going on. Let me tell you why. I lived in several other countries, and out of all those countries, we are privileged, but we won. We are so spoiled, but we won in everything. And I'm looking at it like these people over here in other countries got a government that just completely will annihilate you for even saying the wrong word. And we crying about fraud, waste, and abuse that's not even there because somebody said it's there and still haven't proven. Everything that Trump has done in the last 12 years has been a witch hunt. It has not been proven. Not one thing that they put up has been proven. they just go to something else bigger to take the attention off of that. We whine so much about stuff that we are getting that I see no one else is getting around the fucking world. And all they trying to do is help people that can't get food. People in Africa are starving. They don't have a government that's going to feed their poor. We sending food over there with the USAID to send food there so their kids can eat. So their kids can eat. So their kids can get vaccines also so they can live and thrive in the world. But we're crying over shit that I don't understand. We are too spoiled and privileged. And not just respecting, I just don't understand. Have you lived in another country to see that? I lived in Korea, South Korea. I lived in Iraq. And I've seen it. And we whine over stuff that all they're trying to do is help people eat, help people get education, help people thrive throughout the world. And we crying about what? What is we crying about? Why are we going through this shit right now? Because soon we're going to be just like other fucking countries that can't feed the poor. You'll see people laying on the floor carrying kids in the wilderness. You see that in other countries. Are we crying about feeding people here? Doing what's best for people here? I'm fucking confused.
I don't really know how to answer that. I'm not really crying about, nothing like that. My thing is, as I get older, and like my thing, I really don't want the stuff, right? If I need it, I would really, like, if I'm down to my ends, like this whole 4-5 years, I've been just going downwards, right? A lot of things been changing. So I'm with y'all, right? I'm in the gutter and all that stuff. I'm struggling just like everybody else.
So,
but my thing, go ahead. You about to say something, Tony?
Yeah, let me. So what I'm hearing is, you ain't got no problem with the system. You don't, at this point, you're like, you don't need it, but if the day comes that you need it, you like for it to be there. Cool. I also hear that it's not the system itself, it's how the people using the system, and some people gaming the system.
Yeah, that part.
Rich and poor. I got you on that. So I don't hear you really saying, "Oh, just get rid of all the shit," like they trying to do now. It sounds to me you saying that the system could use some reforms.
That's
and
it.
If that's the case, and if you just say some reforms need to be made, I mean, in the end, who you think will be more open to making the reforms to make you feel, better about what's going on with the people that's using the system? MAGA or Trump or the other side?
I can talk.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, you know who I voted for. I voted for Trump.
I'm correct.
So obviously, I feel like at the end, his end game, I think it's gonna help us all. And I'm gonna give you an example, right? You know how people be like, okay, okay, if he make all the immigrants go back to their country, who gonna work those jobs, right? The cheap labor jobs, right? The liberal side say, okay, then you're gonna have to have Americans work those jobs, and therefore the Americans gonna want to get paid well to pick the fruits and the vegetables and all that stuff. They're not gonna get this. They're not gonna get paid the same.
Yes, sir.
As an immigrant would do, right?
Yes, sir.
So
not having it.
And then the backlash from that is food prices grow. So I know it's always a good and a bad. Like you can never have good without the bad, and you would never have bad without the good. That's just how it works.
Okay.
What goes up must come down. So I know it's always a test.
Wait.
Okay, go ahead.
As we were saying, and as somebody said earlier, it's levels to this shit. It's levels to it. Okay, you can say we'll put all the immigrants out, and basically what they thought is brothers were gonna run for them jobs. No, we're not going back picking a Waddy's field.
Fuck no. $45 an hour, yeah.
Yeah, we can talk. But they thought certain people was gonna run for them jobs. But they really didn't think past that. This is the problem that I get. If you throw the immigrants out and you open up all that jobs, you take the immigrant, the money they making and the money they spending out of the economy. Mm-hmm. So you shoot yourself in both feet for real. So now you got monies that you got the money they were spending not going back into the economy, and now prices going up.
And don't remember.
Now we didn't got to this, and this is before he slapped the dumbass tariffs on everything.
Yeah, we can talk about that too.
A situation where shit already going up. You basically fucking up the supply chain again, and then on top of that, you would tariff every country in the world, even the ones that's only inhabited by penguins. How is this good?
You want me to explain something?
Oh, go ahead.
Please.
Oh, y'all ready? So
go ahead.
All right, as stuff. I love my man's rap. I'm gonna speak to rap on his level because he's the ex-drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? Reform to the barbershop owner. I love that. Right. Okay. So let's go with drug dealers. Right. Let's say the drug dealers on the street is competing with the dispensaries. Right. So let's call the dispensaries the foreign countries. Let's call the drug dealers on the street the American niggas. So what he doing right now is taxing these dispensaries to make people go back to the streets. That's how I look at terrorists. That's just how I look at terrorists. I'm just breaking it down on the drug game level.
Hold on. I got you. But that's not how terrorists works, though.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, go ahead, Godfather.
All right. So
say
you
something?
Say, yeah. So let's go back for a little bit. So you say you want to get rid of take out all the immigrants, right? Get them all out of the country, and we're hoping for all them people to go run for jobs, right?
Well, you're going back to the first conversation.
Yeah. So basically,
I'm gonna get back to you in a minute, Creed.
So you fire half the government and expect them to go run for those low-level jobs that you just got rid of immigrants for, that's getting paid $15, $20, $15, $16, maybe less an hour in some states. So you expect them people to go fill those spots. That's not going to happen. And then guess what? You just made the unemployment rate go up, so nobody ain't spending no money. Now them tariffs got on there, so everything about to go up. So people that do have money, nobody not gonna be spending that because they unemployed now. Because now they can't even get unemployment because their things say that they was fired for unperforming work. So guess what? They can't even get unemployment. So then they can't feed their family. So I don't understand how getting over there on the immigrants was a smart idea.
All right, speak to what I just said. Then, you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Creed. You hear me, Creed?
Yeah, I hear you. What you say?
All right, go ahead.
No, what you asked me?
I'll go ahead and let you go ahead. You can go ahead.
Oh no, I was trying to hear what Godfather was talking about, but he seemed like he went back to the immigrants. He went from terrorists to the immigrants. My thing when I was talking about the immigrants, like it's a bigger. I had like a bigger message with that because a lot of people like we should raise minimum wage, hire the minimum wage up. But the same thing with the immigrants leaving, and then you placing those with Americans who gonna want to get paid more. What happens? The food prices go up. Same thing with minimum wage. And basically, what I was saying, you can't have good without the bad. It's all right.
So let me. All right, Creed. First of all, the tariffs works. First of all, tariffs is you putting taxes on the goods people is sending to America and back.
Right.
It's like and they only used for countries that's being hostile to you, for us motherfucking trading and anything. But cool, they using the joint anyway. My thing, right? is when he do tariffs, and most of the countries that he does tariffs with are countries that are poor. At the very best, they poor. You know what I'm saying? And he's sending these joints to them. That's irrelevant to the bottom line in America, right? Where, all right, like you just said before, let's use the drug dealing for example. You think of it as different tariff. You gotta look up the word tariff first of all. Tariff is more of this is my block, right? I sell coke on this block. Period. I got people out here selling coke for me. You come around, want to sell your goods on my block. Your coke is different from mine, but it's cool. I'm gonna tax you for coming on my block, nigga, for selling that shit. Period.
That's true. That's true too.
And everywhere you come, I earn the right to raise the taxes on your bitch ass. So this week it was a quarter key. Next week it's an eighth key, nigga. And you can't get mad at me because these are what motherfucking rules, nigga. This is what I'm talking about with tariffs. It's the same thing as tariffs. You are taxing people for bringing us the stuff. Period.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But at the same time, America was not making coke. So we needed motherfuckers to bring it to us.
Right,
you don't want to stop them. Now you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you stopping people from bringing in, say, pieces that go into your computer, you might have the computer, but it ain't gonna work because there's one piece that's missing. And that's what China's got there with, and they taxing that shit 1,000%. That's the difference, and that's the difference right there. Is I'm taxing you from coming in here, bringing your goods, coke, weed, whatever. I'm taxing you, but next week I'm gonna raise that tax. I'm control of how much I'm gonna raise it on you, and then what you gonna do when a crackhead come to you, instead of selling them a dime, you gonna sell them a 50. You want 50 for a dime to make up for all the money I'm making you pay me for coming on this block. So instead of a dime, when they come to you, I just want a 20. You're gonna say $50, but then you just gonna give them a 20 though for 50. Now you see what I'm saying?
No, I get that part too. It could be used as a tactic, like tariffs could be used for multiple different things. But what you just said, that could be a part of it. Oh, go ahead. Somebody talking?
Oh, go ahead, Curry.
Okay, yeah. What you just said, Jones, could be absolutely right? But it could be used for multiple different things. That could be a hell of a one of those too. But also what I said about, like, okay, let's take China. Okay, if America make the same product that China made, let's say we got the same resources, we can make the same product. But a person would buy from China coming over here because China can make it cheaper because they're not paying their citizens like we paying ours over here. So basically, even though you want to buy American and help your brother out, but who gonna buy the same T-shirt if you could buy one for $5 and the other one costs $20 just because it's made here? Most people gonna buy that $5 T-shirt. So it's gonna be some pain. But in the long story, he's making you fuck with that nigga in your neighborhood. And then when he get a tax breaks to the big companies, it's gonna make them to be able to do shit cheaper instead of taking out of the workers' pocket. They just give them a tax break. Now they can still make the shit cheaper. So now that $5 T-shirt that $5 T-shirt that's coming from China, he's gonna raise that motherfucker to $25. Now my $20 T-shirt gonna look cheaper. Now you're gonna be like, all right, now I'll fuck with you, bro. But because now my shit cheaper. Because now it don't affect the people that's making shit here. We was already affected because we got high wages. We got to pay all these social programs that other countries don't got. We got to pay for all this shit. Companies paying to it. We paying to it. The whole system paying to it. But you got a company like stuff. I don't get all these other countries like the poor, the super poor. I don't get all that, right? I get China. I get our competitors.
So we on the same page with that. Why the tariff on a poor African country?
Yeah, but China, my focus is on China. Like all my products and most of everybody's products come from China, and they do it for cheaper. And not only do they come from them, they steal our technology and products and just remake it.
Hold on.
All topics we basically agree. You agree with us on most of this stuff, to be honest with you. You just ain't realized it yet. But go ahead, go ahead, Godfather. Go ahead, Godfather.
Okay, so like Rap was saying, it doesn't matter because once he put the tariff tax and it comes in the state, it's gonna then once then the business that you got business overseas, you send your shit overseas because that's how you expanded your market. Because so people buying online, they said maybe in freaking Africa that's buying your product online. Now you gotta ship your product to them, and guess what? They tax the hell out of your product going over.
Yeah, that's what all the countries doing now.
Yeah. That's cool. I get that too.
So again, who's winning in this battle? No one is winning. So money going to stop and steal.
That's true. Answer that, Creed. Who wins? That's a good question. That's a good ass question. Creed, who wins in this tariff battle that Trump is doing?
Well, right now we all gonna lose, right? Because if every country we
just wanted you to be with us on that so far.
Yeah,
we all on the same page.
If every country putting tariffs on each other, everybody gonna feel it.
What's that, trade war?
That's trade war.
That's what that's called.
Trade war. So right now, if he can use that as a tactic to make them drop their tariffs, and then we'll drop ours. I think that's what he's using it for. I had this conversation with my friend, and I was like, "Dog,
okay."
Go ahead, go ahead, bro.
That's true. That's true.
Right. That's a true statement. The Republicans were saying that at first before the tariffs hit. The Republicans were going around saying, "Hey, this is an attack. This is an attack. Until he said the tariffs. He said out his own mouth on Air Force One with that Zionist behind him. And he said the tariffs are staying. It's non-negotiable. So that part you're about to say is correct. The Republicans was talking that talking point at first, but when he said that 2 days ago,
I see what you're saying, Godfather. It be stuff where they know it's wrong, they try to defend it, and then when they go back and ask Trump again, he'd be like, "No, that's what I meant," and they'll be fucking them up. They be like, "Damn, I ain't know he meant it." That should be funny as shit. He'd be like, "Nah, hell no, that's what I meant before." They be done made up a whole nother story and shit. They be like, "Oh fuck." Nigga said that's what he meant.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This could go 50-50, man. It could work out or it could be a disaster.
It's already starting to be a disaster.
But right now, you gonna feel the pain because we never tariff countries' products coming in.
What?
Not to the level that we're doing now. So we
not
don't
the
pay
rate we
the
doing,
price.
yeah, like you said.
But if you start fucking with American stuff, you ain't gonna feel the price change like that. If everything you buy is from American, you're not gonna feel it. Then it's gonna incentivize to make more shit here. Let
me ask you this: do you feel like his whole plan of doing this in the end is gonna benefit us?
No.
This is what I say. I'm gonna say yes, and then I'm gonna explain why I say yes.
I'm bringing back on here too.
You know, with COVID hit, right? And everybody needed a mask, and we didn't have enough masks for our citizens. We was waiting for China to send the motherfuckers over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I realized that we didn't have enough materials and the companies to make masks for our citizens in a time of need, and we had to depend on a whole nother country. And that country told us we not sending y'all no masks until our citizens had 2 or 3.
Because you know why?
They did say that.
Okay,
so that right there, hold on. So that right there
okay.
was like, damn. Okay, we got all the paper money, but the real wealth is the resources. I don't give what's the point of having money if you can't buy nothing.
True. All right, before you go in, Godfather, I wanted him to know that Trump did send China our masks. But go ahead, Godfather.
Okay. For one, before he left, he was given a handbook on the pandemic, which told him to supply masks. He threw it away. Then he lied about the pandemic. Instead of him getting everybody to get the mask made, he kept saying, "Don't wear no mask."
Yeah, that was
okay. You don't need no mask.
Well, I heard Fauci say that too, though.
But hold on. But he's the president.
Go ahead.
He's the fucking president.
Fauci told you to wear a mask.
I promise to God. No, I ain't gonna promise to God. I promise though, bro.
President, it's the person who's supposed to protect our safety. He just had this. He tell you, oh, just go drink bleach, you be fine.
Now
So
let
then
me
when the
explain.
shit, so when the shit really
We're not about going to
hit it,
pandemic joint.
no, but so when the
that
shit
joint.
really hit it, that's why we didn't have the mask, because when the shit really hit it, he bullshitted so much where he had to go get resources from other countries instead of focusing on the playbook that Obama left him, instead of trashing it where it says, hey, you're going to need this type of mask if a pandemic break out. It was in the book.
No, I get that. That's not my point though. That's not my point. My point was,
Creek. One thing, Creek.
The resources would have been made if he would have taken it serious, but he didn't take it. By him not taking it seriously, he didn't tell people to start producing the masks in the United States. So that forced us, because he bullshitted on the pandemic, but forced us to have to go get it. Then he sent some to Korea. Then he sent some to Putin.
So Creed, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
From when you start being a Republican,
shit,
are you
Trump?
Republican or you just Trump?
I just fuck with Trump. I ain't gonna say call myself.
Okay, it's like a distinction in this. I done noticed too. So good. You made that clear. That is not Republicans for you, right? So, but you do understand by doing fucking with Trump, that is Republican ideas and policies. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So you know that even though I fuck with Trump and then he cool and all that, then his policies are against my community, even though you fuck with him. Do you know that?
You know what, bro? Once I realized I grew up conservative, I didn't even realize that, bro. I grew up conservative. My grandma grew up conservative. My grandma.
No, don't laugh at it. He's correct. Don't laugh.
Now listen, my grandma was the type of person where if we didn't have it and my neighbor could have it, we still couldn't ask the neighbor for it. We just go without. I guess he was prideful. I don't know what to call it. But if my grandma didn't work for it, my grandma never begged nobody for it. And if she caught me begging somebody for it, nigga, I would be in trouble. So I never grew up begging nothing for it. If I wanted it, I'd work hard to go get it. So that was conservative values. When you talk about generational wealth, that's conservative values, right? Most people want to leave something down to their kids, more than $1. You want to leave a house, you want to leave that. These is conservative values.
Conservative values.
So when I realized I grew up conservative, that kind of like changed my mind frame too.
Conservatives are independent. The whole Midwest is basically independent, man. That's why he's more conservative. That's why I said all that, because from Michigan, Wisconsin, and that whole Midwest is all independent. That's why it hurts when they vote.
All right, Godfather, let me ask you this: you've been in Tokyo and Vietnam,
South
right?
Korea. I went Vietnam, South Korea.
So let me ask you. Tokyo alone, do they? All right, first of all, Tokyo, how that shit work? Do they have even a voice? Like, do they have voices in Tokyo to fight against the government, or how does that work out there?
Yeah, they're communists.
So they can't really say anything against the government.
Yeah, they're a communist party, meaning whatever the government does, they are dictators.
Okay.
Like Putin, Kim Jong-un, North Korea, all them are dictators.
But I'm talking about you personally as living there. What did you feel? What was there? What was around? How did that work?
It's nothing for miles. Like if you're not in the major city, it's nothing. It's just nothing. You live in you're just living out in nothing. Like
do the government follow you as an army person from America? Do the government know where you at all times and shit like that?
We're supposed to. We got formations. We got report times. Basically be on installation, unless we going out or going out into the city. But still, you with a battle buddy.
Do people get the motherfucker picking in the streets and shit like that?
Picking in the streets,
like going in the streets, like we had. We're about to get to the motherfucking march we had the other day against Trump. Yeah, can they do stuff like that?
I was in the middle of that. In certain countries, certain countries, yeah. Like Lebanon, Syria.
No, I'm talking about in China. Where you was at? Tokyo?
China. South Korea.
South Korea? You was in South Korea?
Yeah.
Bro. Damn. It ain't no motherfucking Tokyo there. God damn.
No, but I did fly
Tokyo
over there
in
to
Japan. Y'all talking
China.
about Japan?
That's
Japan.
two different.
China,
South Korea is different, bro. I ain't even wasn't even
Y'all
thinking
talking
about that just now.
Y'all talking about
Yeah,
China
South Korea is on
Japan?
top of North Korea.
Hold on.
North Korea.
First of all, South Korea was something completely different. I wouldn't even think about South Korea, bro. I thought you was in just China. I didn't know you was in South Korea. That's a whole nother level. I got a lot of questions about that, but that's different there. But god damn, I didn't know you was in motherfucking South Korea. All right, what about when you in South Korea, right? And you turn on TV. What comes on?
Everything
I don't know. I just be curious about a lot of shit.
They have their news. You know, they have their news.
Do Fox News come on out there?
I don't know. I can't recall.
So it was just regular news, but it wasn't Fox.
Probably not.
It was their country news. It was their country news. You know, they got people. You got Fox News over in all different countries. You know, they got journalists
that's what I
on
thought.
different languages.
You ever go through the news channels?
I think they do have Fox out there. They got Fox in all these countries and shit, but they speaking that.
On whatever joint you stream and go through the news channels, when you get shit to like MKH or MHK or whatever this shit, when they show like Japan people or Chinese people, whatever, doing the news, that's they same shit. That's their shit.
No, I just want like talking to somebody that was actually there. I like doing that. Like him physically standing there, looking around. I just wanted to get into his eyes and be like, what are you looking at? What are you seeing right now? When you wake up in the hotel, we using a hotel?
Nah, I was in we stayed on base. We have bases in there. But no, we do stay in the
So y'all really interact with the city or nothing like that, right?
Yeah, we interact all the time with the city.
All right, so when you went out in amongst the people, like how did they react to you as a person, like a black person? Is that different to them, or what was that like?
They don't look at it as black or white. They just say American.
I see what you're saying.
You wear the uniform. You're American.
You're just American, yeah.
Black or white. Anywhere you go across seas, you're American.
Hey, my American friend.
That's funny because so you saying if you in Korea or Tokyo right now, just American is what they look at you as. The black part is nothing there. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's nothing there.
That's crazy.
Only we care about color here.
That's it. Only here.
That's crazy.
I flew to Ireland. We landed in Ireland first, and it was like as soon as we landed in Ireland, we had a layover for 2 hours. We went into the little airport, went to the shops. All they said, Americans. They just want to take pictures with all of us.
Even though you're black too, that didn't matter.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I got so many pictures. Every time the Korean people see us downtown and Daegu or in Seoul or something like that, they want to take pictures with us.
That's what's up right there. But I hope everybody looking at me like this is an idiot. But I ain't been to DC, bro. I be motherfucking curious to people that had eyes somewhere else that I ain't been. You know what I'm saying? I just like to pick their brain with that. This is my little brother, so him being in Tokyo and all that stuff, I just want to pick his brain up. What was that like? You know what I'm saying? Like being in Iraq too. Like when you woke up in Iraq, was it hot as fuck?
Now, let me tell you about Iraq.
Oh shit!
We landed in Korea. We landed in Kuwait, and we didn't land in the airport. We landed in the airport, but we had to walk down the steps, of the airplane in the Kuwait. So it was already. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. It was already 95 degrees at 3 o'clock in the morning. By the time the sun come up, by 9 o'clock you at 110, 115. By noon you at 130, 150.
Wait, hell no, I can't function like that, bro.
If you walking on the airfield, look, I lie to you not. I was walking on the airfield. Airfield is a black tarp. You walking on it, and you can see your shadow in the steam. Like you can see your
steam. I see what I know what you're talking about.
Like you in the Matrix. That's how hot it is.
Yeah, that's hot. Y'all ever try to put an egg on a rock or some shit before? I be seeing that shit on YouTube.
No, a lot of you not. We have our camo bag on, and we put ice in there. We put ice in there and fill up with water. You stay out there 10 minutes. You drink it. It's going to be boiling hot water. 10 minutes. It's boiling hot water.
I can't function like that. I'd be like, hey, Sarge, I gotta go home, bro. First time I say, walking this 110 degrees, I woke up like, damn, it's
But
hot as
mind
shit.
you, so
Fuck
the thing
that.
that
I gotta go.
the thing that I hated was every day at 10:30 they do generator maintenance. They do generator maintenance. They cut all the air conditioners off. This is 10 o'clock in the morning. So the people that work nighttime, they can't even go to sleep because it's so hot. And we stayed at Carnexes. So the Carnexes are like, you see the Carnexes they be picking up and travel all over the world. We stayed in those little tan tents. So them Jones burned.
Did you say 110 by 12 o'clock?
Yeah. Like, by 12 o'clock, you had 150, 130, 150.
One what?
130,
you say 30? 30?
Yeah, but
oh, hell no. Where we get at?
By 9
we
o'clock.
had like 100 or something, right? 101.
Yeah,
I be hot as fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck no. It's not worth it.
No, by 9 o'clock.
I be all the way. Let me see that check again. Oh no, hell no, I gotta go.
That's unbelievable.
And then you got.
Ain't that some shit, Creed?
That's unbelievable. 130, man.
Yeah, then remind you gotta have on your long. You gotta have long sleeve. You gotta have your camelback on. You gotta carry your weapon with you everywhere you go. So that's like, and then sometimes if you on duty, you gotta have your gear on. So that's like your gear by itself is 80. Your body is 80 pounds. Your gear is 80 pounds. Your weapons are 20. So that's 100 pounds you carry.
And then the whole time, them niggas was like putting shit like those little bombs in the ground and shit. What's those called?
Oh, those mines.
Mines out that bitch. And it's hot? Nigga, you gotta take me home, bro. I ain't doing this here, bro.
No,
y'all not paying me enough money to be out here getting blown up on the ground and 103 degrees? Fuck no.
Those were mines. Mines were in
I forgot the name of those.
But those were RPG. Those were
RPG something. IEDs. That. But that's crazy though, man. That's why I get shouts out to you for even signing up for that shit. Remember, I kept telling you, don't sign that. Like, bro, don't go there. But you did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you survived going to Iraq in the middle of the war. You was out there joining. I mean, bro, the fact that you still here talking to us is some crazy shit. You don't know how crazy that is. You don't get it. Me just going through the streets, surviving the streets, getting shot the fuck up, and surviving jail, surviving all types, getting robbed 24/7, that type of shit. It don't even pale to being in motherfucking Iraq, 103 degrees, and shit, the ground blowing up. Like, goddamn. I know when you came back, like, goddamn, at least I walk on some ground that ain't gonna blow up. Shit, the fuck.
No. That was just Kuwait. Kuwait is like the hottest area right there. So when we went to Iraq wasn't really that hot. Iraq was more like our weather right here. But Kuwait was the hot. Yeah, Kuwait. They had to get your body acclimatized though. So your body.
Yeah, I would think Iraq was hot too.
No, it's not as hot as Kuwait. Kuwait.
That's crazy.
Like the hottest place you can want to. I ain't gonna say the hottest you want to be. It's hot.
Yeah, 130 is enough for me. Anything higher than that, you stupid. That's stupid right there. 130. So.
Hey, that's your blood brother.
That's a huh?
He your brother. Your blood brother.
Yeah.
I ain't know that. Okay.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
Yeah, he went to Iraq. He went to Iraq, and I tried to tell him don't go, but he went. So as soon as he went, a motherfucking Bush bitch ass sick motherfuckers. He did some dumb shit. You know what I'm saying, dog?
Yeah.
But you survived it, bro. You here now? We here. I'm here. We both survived the war. I survived the war on drugs. You survived whatever the fuck the government sent you to do. You know what I'm saying? At least I had a clear mission on what I was doing. Get as much money as possible before I die. You know what I'm saying? Before I get shot up and locked the fuck up. One or the other. You know what I'm saying? But before we get out of here, go ahead. You got something to say? No more. So, brother. Creed, you got something to say for you get out of here?
Yeah, man. Unblock me, bro. I can't type in your chat.
Like you saying.
I can't type in the chats. Hey, listen. When the last time y'all see me type in your chat?
For real? First of all, I don't even know how to block nobody. Unless you did.
It could have been a mistake. It could have been a mistake. On YouTube. I can't. Bro, I watch every episode, bro. Now I got to get on here and talk to y'all for y'all can know I'm here.
That's fun. I appreciate you, though, bro. But I don't even know who. Trust me, man. We don't block nobody. So we gonna figure that out. It might have did it, but I don't know.
The block list.
He's going on there now. So I don't know.
I'm like,
I don't know how that happened.
like, damn, what did I do?
We never
last
blocked
night?
nobody since we on. I never thought about blocking nobody before.
I know you ain't blocked me because you like, damn, why you keep saying that? I'm like, cause I'm blocked. What do you mean why I keep saying that?
Like, I don't even know how to block people. Like, is that a thing? You know what I'm saying?
I thought I said something wrong, man.
I want to talk to people. What am I blocking for? But yeah, I appreciate you. We're gonna try to find out what's going on. And my man looking on that joint now. But I don't know.
I appreciate that, man. I want to be at the type, man. I know you got your girl Teresa. She be the only one. I'm like, damn, I want to type too.
That's my girl right there. But yeah, I don't know. We'll figure that shit out. Trust me, we never banned you. I don't know how that worked.
Oh yeah, and Hulk Hogan was the greatest wrestler of all time.
I don't like agreeing with you. That right there, I gotta agree with you.
I'm going
the
back.
The one thing I have to agree with you on.
After Ric Flair.
Even though he's a Ric.
My girl like Ric Flair. Now, I'm not saying that Ric Flair not a star. I'm saying my personal, Hulk Hogan got me into wrestling.
It's not personal. He's better than Ric Flair. Stop it.
That WrestleMania, that's what got me loving wrestling. I was an 83.
That's what I'm trying to tell him.
I'm an 83 baby.
Didn't NWO? I was an NWO nigga. You know what I'm saying? So he did the good and he did the bad. Come on, bro. He untouchable.
He untouchable,
but
bro.
That's just us.
Well, he ain't the nature boy.
Hey, appreciate everybody, man. Be tuning in. Definitely be here. We weren't even supposed to be here tonight. Come think of it. Well, we'll be here Tuesday night for sure. You know what I'm saying? We just like coming in the joint, rapping to everybody about politics, you know? Shouts out to Godfather. You got something to say? We got it, Godfather? You good?
No, everybody just wake up to the reality.
That's what got done. It's a lot going on for politics. And we here for it. You know what I'm saying? Now, any MAGAs. Our usual MAGAs are scared. So we need some new MAGAs. Follow your boys. We try and get to 500 subs. Help us out, bro. We just here. You know what I'm saying? We ain't political science or nothing, but damn, we know what we talking about. Black and we proud.
Talking about politics coming from a view of the streets, you know what I'm saying, dog? We're not coming from professional view. We're not lawyers. None of that shit that's on TV. You know what I'm saying? We come straight from the hood. We the hood people.